put on a show for Grizzlies fans, putting poor Malik Beasley on a poster. He scored the last 13 points for Memphis, and his layup with 1 second left capped off the squad's rally from behind. Down 11 in the fourth, Memphis won 111-109. Now they lead the series 3-2. Ja, how'd you feel after that dunk?
How do you explain how drastically your own game changed after that dunk?
I mean, I really wasn't excited about the dunk. It was over a guard. That's pretty easy. So it definitely, ignited the crowd, gave us some energy. And, from then on, I was pretty much just being very aggressive. I'm not going to speak on what else sparked me.
Can you take us through the last play?
Go get a bucket, Ja.
All right, so the Grizzlies need one more win to take the series. If they do, Stephen, I'm going to start with you. How far can Ja take Memphis in the postseason?
Well, I mean, conceivably, he could take them to the NBA Finals when you consider the fact that, Dallas, Luka hasn't been 100%. Donovan Mitchell's got himself hurt. You look at the Warriors right now, you always question their health issues, even though Klay seems to be getting it together. And obviously Jordan Poole and Steph Curry is there. The Phoenix Suns with Devin Booker out. But I want to say this. It could happen. But I ain't predicting it. I've been with the Warriors since day one, and I ain't jumping off that ship. It's about the Warriors. And even though Ja Morant is spectacular, and he is the future. And damn it, the city of Memphis, Tennessee, take down all them damn Elvis posters. Don't listen to Mad Dog Russo on his radio show and the channel trying to, basically persuade everybody to keep them damn posters up or billboards up of Elvis and encouraging everybody to go to Graceland. All right, you want to go to Graceland, that's fine. But if you really, really want to see the modern day entertainer that Ja Morant is, that's the brother that needs to be all over Memphis, Tennessee. Having said all of that, I still expect them to go home in the next round. I expect them to win this series against Minnesota, give Minnesota its props. Karl Anthony Towns has showed up. Anthony Edwards should be trying to steal that damn last ball because you gave Ja the lane to scoop in that spectacular acrobatic layup to win the game. You shouldn't have went for that steal, Anthony Edwards. That was a rookie mistake, bottom line. But in the end, even though you're not a rookie, you're a second-year player, but in the end, what it comes down to is this. Ja could do these things considering some of the injuries and everything else that has taken place in the Western Conference, but I'm not predicting that's going to happen. I believe that the Warriors are the one team standing in Memphis way, not Phoenix, not Dallas, not Utah, not Minnesota, the Golden State Warriors, Lethal Weapon 3. That's what I think is standing in their way, and that's why it ain't going to happen. But I guess he could, if you want to ask the question that way. It ain't going to happen, though.
Take it easy. I mean, geez, they should be out of this series with Minnesota. My God, now you say they could possibly win and get to an NBA final. First off, Ja played terribly in the first 3 quarters of the game. Forget the dunk. He missed a million free throws, did not shoot the ball well. And, everybody making a big deal about this dunk at the end of the third quarter. Minnesota had an 11-point lead with 7 minutes to go in the game. 6:58, they had an 11-point lead. So they weren't that affected by the dunk because they came back in the fourth quarter with an 11-point lead with 6.5 minutes to go. Listen, he is great. He's dynamic going into the basket. He had an unbelievably good fourth quarter, no argument. He's not a great shooter. He made a huge 3. But he's not a great shooter. But this is really, to me, more about Minnesota. I heard Jay here killed Finch last week after that terrible loss they had in Game 3 where they blew the 20s. They blew 2 leads in Game 3. And there's no way they should have lost the game last night. I mean, they led that game from start to finish. They were the much better team. There's no way in ever they should have lost that game last night. And Edwards, listen, he's 20 years old. He is going to be great, but he doesn't make a lot of people better, and he takes a lot of bad shots, and that's a defensive play that you can't make in that scenario. You cannot give him a lane for a layup. Make them make a jump shot to beat you so you can get to overtime. You can't let him go to the basket. That's what he does well. But the idea now, Stephen A., that we think there's a chance they could scare the Warriors is absolutely absurd. They should be. I think they're going to lose Game 6, and they could easily lose Game 7. They should have lost last night. They lost Game 1. So this idea that they're home free against a Timberwolves team that has done nothing but shoot themselves in the foot is a little strong. is a little, but that's what you do. Morant plays like he's great, and now all of a sudden the Grizzlies are going to win the NBA championship. Jay will help us out here, but that's what you do.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.